Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Now we have got a lot of shit laying around here, so we thought we'd get something going. We have the urge to get something going, so what better than my grandfather's 1944 Army Blitz. I think it's a Chevy, is that right boss? Been sitting here for about 25 years. I personally have never seen it run. Because this is my grandfather's old truck, I've brought in not my entire family, but Uncle Jono and Boss Man. You've seen him on a few other episodes, he's my old man, and we're gonna fucking get into it. So the interior in this truck's pretty mint. You've got the nice cushiony seat right here. The pinch springs, they keep you awake so you can't fall asleep at the wheel. So there's all these features that they don't include in newer model vehicles.
Originally it used to be a troop carrier for carrying army men around. Once the old fella bought it, we put a Hodge Master drilling rig on the back, and we went and drilled for water bores for like 30 years. She was a slow old piece of shit on the road, I tell you. So the winch is standard on this model. That winch.
That's the original.
Yeah, that's the standard winch.
Why does it get so much involved with the sway bar?
It's a racing material, mate. Well, you're trying to get away from the fucking Japs.
Cut.
But yeah, done some miles. A lot of VB's been drinking that old truck. Well, it hasn't gone for at least 25 years. Wind it over, pull the spark plugs out, check the fucking carby, do the points, get some spark, she'll go.
First things first, I reckon we get the forklift and then move it underneath the tree so we have a bit of shade.
Put it in the place for these blokes, Tiger and Cody. They're going to take over now and get it running.
You ain't going anywhere, boy. Alrighty guys, I got some great news. The hydration session shirts are back for pre-order. Pre-orders end on the 12th of October 2020, just in time for Christmas. So get in, jump on headlockmerch.com.au, grab yours, rep the boys, let's go. So yeah, we're gonna start it with like a bit of a clean, get all the rust out of here so we have somewhere nice to work. So first thing we're gonna do is pull out all these spark plugs. Then we've got like a little camera, little bore scope that we're gonna put down and make sure there's no lips or anything that the rings are gonna get caught on and completely fuck the motor. Yeah, we'll move on to throwing the battery in, cleaning up the carburetor, and then putting some fuel down its neck and seeing if it fires. So there's 6 plugs, she's a 6-cylinder. I'm just going to go through every single one and make sure that the whole top of the plug isn't covered in rust. If it's covered in rust, then you know that water's been in there. So out of 6, we have 2 plugs that were a little bit rusty, but with the camera having a look in there, it's really not that bad. Yeah, look at that, that's beautiful. So that's the bore and the edge of the piston. This is probably the cleanest one. So see that little black line, that is the edge of the piston. Your left hand side, this is the bore, right hand side's the piston. That looks really good, that one. So next step would be, we're going to get underneath and then see if we can spin the motor.
Is that a physical activity?
That's a physical activity. I think that's where you come in.
I probably could do that for you. I haven't really got dirty yet.
Alright, so we're going to get out of here. My leg's got pins and needles. Oh. Alright, next bit. We're going to put the crank handle in. Yes, it's that old that it has a crank handle. And line it up, see if I can spin the motor.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's moving.
That's not neutral, but oh, hang on. It might be actually.
Yep. Woohoo! Alright, next step, I've got to go get a battery. We're going to throw the battery and wind it over, make sure the starter motor is working. So, quick montage to my shed. Yeah. Right, we're gonna give it a shot, see if it starts up or what, or winds over. Oh, oh, something zapped. Woohoo! Do it again, boss. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Still works. So what do you reckon? Put the plugs back in?
65 years later.
Motor's free, so we can spin that freely. We've got all the plugs out, which we did before. Now the old man's just checking the points. Basically what he's done, powered up the coil and then flicked open the points with a screwdriver and see if it was sparking. If it's sparking, you know your coil's working, you know you have spark to your spark plugs.
See those sparks?
Do it again, so I think you kind of missed it. Oil everywhere.
Starter motor works.
The oil was relatively clean considering how old it is.
Is that WD-40?
That's what I did. I just checked the oil and sat in the seat and struggled to get out.
In a buddy. Hang on.
You gotta watch it. Oh,
Hey,
ow!
I can get that into you.
Fucking tell me to get the crank handle out first.
No,
Get the crank handle out.
Put the crank handle back in.
Put it back. Put it in. Put it in. Put your face next to it.
So we're at the point where we're confident it's gonna start, so we're putting water in. You know we got confidence when we're putting water in it.
Alright, this is, he said to record any important bits, so just grabbing some hydration. Oh yeah. There you go, here's some hydration for you.
Thank you.
Just hand that one to the old fella.
Well, we're just putting the spark plugs back in. We're going to juice them through the carby with some fuel. It won't run totally, but it'll say if it's going to go or not.
Alright, so we're going to check our firing order now. So we've got 153624. So we'll find our first plug wire, which is this one right here. That's going to number 1. Next one, number 5, which is correct. Next one, number 3, which is this one, number 3. 6, which is number 6. 2, it's 2, and then last one, 4.
4, which
four.
is just there.
So that's correct. So the firing order is correct. So everything will work. All right. So we've hooked up jerry rig of a fuel drum. That's the fuel line. That'll go out the front. Fuel right here. The old man's gonna wind it over. Are you?
I don't know, am I?
Rock and roll.
Ready? Oh wait, we're gonna connect the power. This is a power cable. It's
Yeah,
got
it's,
absolutely no insulation on it whatsoever.
Overrated.
Yeah, insulation's overrated. Alright, so this is our start lever. You push this forward. You can see, Tiger, do you want to look?
Where's the...
It's under the front wheel.
Oh, righto.
And there's like a glass bowl. Fuel bowl?
Fuel bulb.
I'm going to wind it over, see if we got fuel coming in.
So it explode in my face.
Alright, watch your fingers at the fan.
Yeah, you're right.
Good?
Clear. So is fuel supposed to be coming up into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Tastes
you-
sweet, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's some good sniff.
Good shit. Yep.
I hit fueling.
Something's happening.
Give her a rest. Take the thing off. No fuel up in the bowl yet?
There is, nope.
No. You can't say there is at the start of a question like that. Oh, that one sounded better. It sounded much better. Alright, what we've achieved so far is we were pouring fuel down its neck and it was firing. So smoke coming out everywhere, but it just wouldn't start running. So we're gonna get some better fuel because the old man reckons that's contaminated. This is quite impressive for
a 1944 rust bucket.
it's been sitting here since as long as I can remember, and it's working. It's turning over.
Definitely.
Electrical stuff is working.
Definitely impressive.
So we got some new fuel. We're going to put it in, and we're going to see if she fires up properly this time. Good to go?
Yep.
Yeah. It should be firing with.
Still nothing in it.
Yeah and no. Because your valves have sort of haven't been seated for ages, you know, you've actually got to give them a good tow and tow it out of it, you know, tow them till they come alive again, you know, because you need a lot of oil around the pistons and rings again to get that compression up, you know.
Zap, zap.
Oh, she got spark.
What's wrong with you? He knew the whole time too. Got him.
I wasn't even touching anything. I was holding it back here.
Quick, coil's going to burn up.
Fuck your fucking coil.
No, it's started.
Can we recover first? Oh. Ready?
Yep. Hot, sparks alive, getting electrocuted.
No, mate, that's what it's all about. Here, link in the description.
Right.
You see that? Oh!
I put my hand up too early.
Jinxed it.
Celebrated too early.
Shut it down.
If we kept fuel up to it, that would have kept running then. Woo! It's firing. That's a start.
Need Well, the mechanical fuel pump is not working, and the carby wouldn't have been cleaned for 30 years. New fuel pump, clean the carby.
Can't get her going today.
Oh, she fired. I think you're happy with that? But I think once we get that happening, Katie takes all the wheels off it, and we'll be able to drive down the road. You will.
So that's just pretty much as far as we can go today. We're still going to pull the mechanical fuel pump off, put a new one in there, rebuild the carburetor, and then we have some big tires to go on this. And after all that, hopefully we'll have this bad boy on the road driving around. So stay tuned. Don't forget, subscribe, comment, jump on Patreon for all the BTS for every episode you see on Sick Puppy. And yeah, fuck it, we'll see you later. That was a pretend skull.
Drink the whole can.
Fucking empty, what do you want me to do?
Ah.